This call is now being recorded.
I can't call it, man. Just good to hear from you, man. Everything going? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Talk about it.
Talk about say, man. My boule, man.
Okay, you got that. Okay, what's up?
All right, so yo, Zoe, man, look, do me a favor, introduce yourself to the people, man, and give the people a little bit of history about where you're from.
Ali Zoe Adam, man. I'm from Rolling Oaks, Kansas City, 187th Street. Man, I just love Miami, you know?
Tell us about when you first came from Haiti to Miami.
When I came from Haiti in Miami, I went to Crestview Elementary. That motherfucker was rocking, but when I went to that middle school, 85, 86, that's when it turned up Parkway Middle School, man. Parkway Middle School was live. It was the most dangerous middle school, man, you know what I'm saying? 85, 86 in Miami, you know? Little clique that had a little strong arm named the Ewing Boys, you know? They about 100, 150 deep, so you know, they used to be the one testing shit, you know what I'm saying? But our little crew, you know what I'm saying, from View Boys, you know what I'm saying, from Rolling Oaks, you know? We just bump with them and just go at it, you know, all the way to gunplay, little wars and shit like that.
The media showed that there was so much crazy atrocities going on in Haiti.
Right.
Did you witness that as a youth before you came over? Did you witness any of that?
Yeah, well, I'm one of the ones, though, from Haiti, though, saying that got ran out of Haiti. My uncle was in power. He was a general. So he was like a father figure to me, you know what I'm saying? And how he had a stronghold in Haiti under Jean-Claude Duvalier and Jig and me. He ran the Makout division. So our family had power, but he lost power. When he lost power, the people in Haiti really want us, you know what I'm saying, fucking with the Makouts no more, you know? So we had to like jump on the boat to come to Miami, you know what I'm saying? It was a hard journey, you know? We lost family members, lost a lot of neighborhood family also.
You were one of the 3 juveniles that formed the Zopound chapter in Carol City. What year would you say you formed that Zopound chapter in Carol City?
That's just really a birth situation, but it made a name for itself within Kansas City around middle school, because then elementary, it was hard for a Haitian. By middle school, man, we was fighting and bumping.
Are all the members of the Zopound, do they have to be Haitian, or could non-Haitians be members as well?
You had people like G-Child that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, Haitian. It was about, you know what I'm saying, having love for a Haitian, not really like issue Haitian, you know? Some dudes just raised a little Haitian, man. They got love for Haitian. A lot of them, man, at the park, they raised with Haitians, you know what I'm saying? And little Haiti, what they scream.
Now, everybody always talk about how the Zoes had to stick together when they first got here because the African Americans or the black men that was here, you know, they was sex tripping, and, you know, there was a lot of ignorance going on at that part of time. How did y'all overcome those hurdles?
Damn county jail. It was the county jail, man. Cornered shit up, man. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, got to talking and holler. And, man, I ain't gonna lie, I've been on a bunk bed with some major war daddies in front of me. You know, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? County jail just made a bomb where it's like, man, y'all good. You feel me?
Okay, so y'all was just putting in work.
And it got respected. You know? Big Chubb, everybody putting in work, you know? Niggas fighting big boys. It's about Big Chubb against Kimbo Slice. You talking about big county jail fights, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get our own Haitian cell, though. Respect came out of that, you know? Niggas just holler when niggas see each other on the street and just be like, y'all remember what's up, you know?
Tell me, how did you link up with Booby? Because I heard at one point in time that you used to work for him or work with him.
You know, my mom had a store. When we came in, she had a store on 42nd and 183rd. We ended up selling it to Booby, Kenneth Williams, you know?
Was that how you linked up with Booby, being at the store?
That's how I hook up with Booby, yeah. I hook up with Booby, you know what I'm saying? Automatically, I went to like a little lieutenant situation for him where, you know, I drop bombs in, you know, Jacksonville, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta, you know? It was about Miami boys back then, really, though. You feel me?
Let me ask you this. At your peak, when you had built your own organization, you know, what type of weight was you moving when you stepped out on your own?
One time I peaked around 2000. I'm talking about 800 bricks I'm dumping, man. 2 weeks for sure.
You was moving 800 bricks in 2 weeks?
Easy. Sometimes I might do it in 2 days, dog. Sometimes I might do it in 3 days. It was an era like no other from 2000 to 2002. The Haitian had power, you know what I'm saying? They ain't have it long like the Cubans for 20 years or something, but for 3 years they had power, man.
Now look, I understand that you were doing some consulting work for some notable rappers and singers. What made you want to get into, the music business and so forth?
Oh man, my man, God bless his dead Toro. He chose me in the music situation. By 94, you know what I'm saying? Just being around Uncle Al, you know what I'm saying? He just opened a nigga eyes to just a lot of different, you know what I'm saying, avenues going on in Miami that can happen through music, you know? I was trying to do my own thing with House of Fire Records, but I wanted something bigger than what people was offering me. But I was looking for the big chunk money of 30 or 100 million, but I ain't really never get it, But
you and Jimmy Hitchman were real close. I believe you worked together. Now, did Jimmy inspire you to get involved with the music business because of his deal?
A big mentor. He was a big mentor in my life, man. You know what I'm saying? But hanging around Clef and them in 96, you know what I'm saying, by me and Jimmy, that's how I got a couple of us. Took me to SRC, you know what I'm saying, Steve Rifkin, and I started off over there. He helped me out with a little $250,000 deal, you know what I'm saying, for Rollo Boys, and Jimmy helped me. And I just seen how he's managing, getting 20% of different artists and managing their career. Dudes in the hood, how to cross over to fame. So I'll go around mainly just consult people in all different kind of hoods, man. Anything I could do, I'll pass them and say, hey, man, go take a meeting here, and there,
In 96, Wyclef and the Fugees, they sold 24 million records, right? And at the time, I believe Jimmy was managing us. Was this your first taste of the music industry at such a high level?
The Fugees, hanging around Clef, being around J-Lo, being around Gianni Versace, being around, you know what I'm saying, Whitney Houston, just being around all them. Like, from the get-go, A-Class, because he was sold 24 million. Him, Lauren, and Praz. Me and Praz was hanging a lot around that time, and, man, it got wide open, I'm getting money, though. So, Miami already had me maneuvering around entertainers and stars. So, I had already a studio, on Ocean Drive, But, in fact, I remember my homie, from the Pound, Pierre Castera, brought the flag, Wyclef, and say, hey, Clef, I'm standing next to you. Will you get on David Letterman tonight, man? Open this shit up, man, and say one time for Zoe Pound. And he wrote and did it, Yeah, my man is love. We go to France, Ireland, London. We go to Haiti. We talk to the rebels together. We be on a whole nother kind of vibe. Shit that, might be over a nigga head,
I heard that you and Jimmy, right? And Cuban Link.
Yeah.
That set up a meeting. You set up a meeting with Fat Joe. And I also heard Cuban Link investor wanted some assurance that Fat Joe wouldn't diss Cuban.
Some reputable dudes out of the Bronx, that wanted to put Cuban Link out and wanted to make sure that Fat Joe, when Cuban Link come out, he don't talk about that slash in your face shit. So, dudes got together to just, help Cuban Link go ahead and just start his situation at hand, But everybody just stayed quiet just to make sure, all tables got what they wanted, And, that kind of noise, they just take over dude talent,
Now, with you being so strong in Miami, and we all know that Joe, he set up shop in Miami, he moved his operation to Miami. How did this meeting go with Joe? Did he agree to that?
It ain't go too well because Joe had just came to Miami. But Joe, for me, he's the kind of person that opened the doors for Miami. The way he opened it for Cool and Dre, Khaled, and everything in here, that's what Ted Touche was supposed to do in Miami. But me personally, I had a farm for Joe, so we went through a little situation about a TS piece because he was tripping, but then everything he got back, he understood a nigga's position on what he doing that a nigga can see, and that these bitch ass niggas that's in my ain't doing it, and that, a nigga embrace it, And him and Khaled did the song Born and Raised in the County of Dade and gave me the hook, and did it in Chef Creole, and that was just gangsta love.
Now, Zoe, these days, rappers, they like to associate themselves with street guys. Now, some do it for protection, some do it for credibility, and some do it just because those are the guys that they came up with.
It's a change era right now, so the rappers, will see that empire that, a black man can do, 16, 17, 18, and 19, so he will just make an art out of it, I want our boy Jim Jones, he come to the block with Pinky. He come to the block, and we hollering. I'm like, Capo, come up in here, man, check this shit out. Boy, he see these goddamn, 400 bricks and all this goddamn, he see this goddamn 16 million. I'm like, this is what a nigga do, bruh. Cut it out, not jobs. Nigga give jobs out. Jobs.
Now look, now that you just spoke on Jim, right? You just spoke on Jim Jones. Now, there's a rumor saying that you introduced Chrissy to Jim. How true is that?
One thing about Capo, man, he always tell the truth of what happened and what his eyes seen. He say in the Fed magazine, I got my rock star lifestyle from Ali Zoe Adam, and I gave it to hip hop. That's what he said. Chrissy used to hang with me. She was with a friend of mine. And Joe Capo used to hang with me. So one day, Chrissy always with me. She's always like her and her crew. But Chrissy's a boss now. She been doing hers now. You know what I'm saying? But my homeboy,
She been a boss.
She been a boss.
She been doing her thing.
Yeah, you got to see what she was telling them chicks, man, on the show. He's like, I've been playing porn star. I'm a movie. She go way back. Wesley Snipes, you know what I'm saying? Puff, Magic Johnson. But she been there. Yeah, she been there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, she let a nigga know her ears to the streets. You know, who ain't right? But that was my sis. We was in Jesus, and I had her with me, and Capo seen her, and Capo said, damn, I heard if you look at her, you get hypnotized. I said, what the fuck you talking about, man? And then I said, Chrissy, what's up? She said, nuh-uh. Well, this nigga Capo blew my door down the next day. Can you believe they was in Miami for 3 weeks, man? They ain't called me, and they ain't separate since. And they'll certify that shit, man, when as is. You feel me?
Now, what about Ross? You know, Rick Ross is when people think of Miami, that's one of the first rappers that they think of. You know, him among Trick, and you know guys that really made it mainstream. Now, what's your memories of Ross?
My mom had a store on 42nd Avenue and 183rd. He stayed 2 houses below, you know. So I seen him, you know. He was like 2 years younger than me, so you know he always walked to the, you know, saying to my old girl store. You know, he ain't have it well, you know, right hustle. In front of it, you know what I'm saying? Sell a little bond, you know, a lot of little niggas in Miami took a little bond from an older nigga then, you know? He always just played around that shit, you know what I'm saying? Carrier City, wherever, you know what I'm saying? You try to just find a way out the hood, you know? The nigga became a legend out that shit, you know what I'm saying? He was doing the same copping. I opened up a lane for him too, you know what I'm saying? Fronting him like 50 at one time with no pressure. You know, his face is clean for that. All them dudes got big boy empires.
Now, there's also a story about Foxy Brown and Jackie O getting into it. Tell me about how did that transpire and you know, what was going on with that?
Yeah, it was on B3, man. I remember Wendy Williams called, you know what I'm saying, to get the info on the situation here. But me and Inga, she come for my birthday to Trump Tower with Foxy. Boom, anyway, this client Fendi them, man, you know what I'm saying, and Gravy them called. They know not to mix these two girls together. These girls despise each other, these little Kims and D's, and you know what I'm saying? Trinity just get along with all of them. Like one of the core of them, but you know what I'm saying? That Miami, because she's from there for real. She's a project, you know, but most of them is. But anyway, we in this studio, and DC, I'm trying to tell her, man, spend that shit, man, get money. You know what I'm saying? Jackie, you know, she mugging homegirl and going through it with homegirl. Homegirl she put her hand out. She said she had her hand out. She said she ain't give her hand back out. Oh, man, it all went bad, man.
Everybody know that you had a business relationship with the game and Jimmy used to manage him. Now, is it true that he used to pull up in Miami, man, and he used to sleep on your couch and all that before he got a deal?
Man, Game's doing this thing already in Cali, but I watch how Game just, the man's a full blown, he was built to do this shit. And I seen real blood situation being on Cedar Block, you know what I'm saying, with him, Big Face, and all his peoples, you know. I'm seeing what he's going through with Mansfield and how he handling the politics. But, you know, he knows we put a lot of fight for him. He knows, you know what I'm saying, like this fight for his career, yeah, he knows nigga chess piece was a part of his game, man. But my nigga, he's a ball, but he know, man, nigga we playing this on a whole nother level for a long run. And I can never be played out, though, you feel me?
You said that Dre, bad game, not to sign.
Oh, yeah. He said, man, listen, Dre said I just went through this shit, East Coast to West Coast. Game stood 10 toes, told Jimmy Iovine and told him, man, this is what I'm fucking with. I don't care where he's from. Niggas know how to get money. Niggas got real they doing their thing for real. I can't fuck with these fake niggas. And the way he stood his toes, 10 toes, we backed that shit up and said, man, you ain't gonna regret it. Fool was getting 100,000 a gig, man. after that. And he got pushed on G-Unit, like, don't trip, you here, man. And he got on G-Unit, you know what I'm saying, 4 months after in Black Wall Street. And then that nigga tell you good, you good, don't trip. Give us some plays, you know what I'm saying, when you see a play, we need you. Do you, we do us.
Now, Zoe, you got to tell the people what you got going on, man, because, look, a lot of people will see a fella, or, you know what I mean, a guy that's behind the walls, man, but they don't know, man, that you got so much stuff in play, man, even being behind the wall. Talk about some of the stuff you got going on, some of the stuff you want to promote, man.
I got a book, you know what I'm saying, called Haitian Boats, Part 1, Part 2, and I got a poetry book on there, and I got, you know what I'm saying, another book, which is, man, you be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? It's like the kings of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, man. Just them eras, dog. You know, our lives just went all out. But there's a lot of deportee homies in Haiti, man. They keep in touch and, like, they hold them administratively. I can get my mind right and help the country, and that's my shit. That's my goal. Try to get some money from this Trump and all this situation and see if I can help the country, you know? I got my book, man, a political book. It's out. I don't do no talking. On Amazon, it's been selling for 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
What's the name of that book?
The Hip Hop Black Republican Party by Ali Adam. Me.